Welcome to Your City Connections, where you get to meet entertaining and informative guests. Guests such as an artist with a brush or with a camera, and guest with a violin. City Connections, providing insightful interviews with favorite son Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb. To city commissioners, the mayor. Interviews with a rodeo queen, to beauty queen, and even a NBA player.
Hello, I'm Derrick Silas, and welcome to City Connections. My special guest today is Captain Scott Williams to talk about the Oklahoma National Guard Employment Coordination Program. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right. I was on the Military Spouse Corporate Career Network website reading about the Oklahoma National Guard Coordination Program and saw the statement, serving to link our soldiers, airmen, and families with employers. That covers the mission statement in a nutshell. How did this program begin?
Well, it started in 2012, and it was kind of a push from our governor. She wanted to see that or make sure that the veteran population in Oklahoma had all the resources at its disposal that it could have to find meaningful employment and gainful employment, and to extend that out to their families as well. And she tasked our Adjutant General of the National Guard at the time, Major General, now retired, Miles Deering, to help put something together. And she also tasked the other employment services across the state to come together and to pool their resources. And that really was the beginning of both the Oklahoma National Guard Employment Coordination Program and the Oklahoma Military Connection.
Okay. Now, since its inception, how many veterans' families have you worked with?
The National Guard's Employment Coordination Program has worked directly with a little over 700 veterans and family members. And when we work with them, it's not always in large presentation type setting. It's sometimes a one-on-one. Let's sit down and figure out what your goal is and what you would like to do, and let me talk you through how we can translate what you did in the military to something that's relevant to the civilian occupation you're looking for.
Okay. Now, what other services does the program have and offer?
We offer interview preparation. A lot of times, if a guy's been gainfully employed for years, it may have been several years since his last interview, and it's just nice for them to get some feedback in a situation where there's really no risk in messing up, and so they can get that skill, that perishable skill, refreshed and go confidently into their next interview.
Okay. Now, I know when the servicemen are deployed, or are in comeback environments, about survival and completing a mission, but when they return, they face challenges. What challenges do you see with veteran employment and transitioning?
The biggest thing that I have seen in helping service members with their resumes is translating their civilian skill set or their military skill set to something relevant to a civilian employer. And it's not that what they did doesn't have relevance, it's that they don't know quite how to translate it. And that's one of the benefits of our program, that direct coordination. If I can sit down with someone and really coax out what they've done, then I can help show them how to present that to a civilian employer. A little about me, I'm an English teacher turned HR guy and a service member myself, so I know what it means when they tell me they've done this or that, and I know how to help them present it to a civilian employer.
Okay. When I was doing my research on the organization, the Veterans Hiring Event is one of the major events you all have. I see that it's hosted in many cities throughout the state of Oklahoma. How often do you have these hiring events, and when and where are they held?
Try to have 4 or 5 a year, usually in the summer. There'll be one in Norman in October, November timeframe usually. And just wherever the large population centers are, where the most veterans and most family members are going to be, so we can get the most out of that event in terms of helping both employers find qualified candidates and getting those veterans in front of employers.
Okay. Now, the one in Enid, do you know when the time where it will be held in Enid?
The one in Enid that's coming up will be held on the 18th of August. And I think we've done it here in Enid before. Last year we did it in July. And we had 66 job seekers show up, but of those 66, we had 20 hires result from that event. So a little less than a third, so we were pretty excited about that.
Okay. Now, how successful have you been in the program throughout, not just with Enid, but with all of your events and all your programs?
That's a question. I need to dig into the numbers and get you that. But usually each event, we have a few direct hires and a few on-the-spot interviews at least. And that's one of the values of our programs and our hiring events, is that it's not just a, hey, here's the event, employers show up, job seekers show up. We have a pre-registration system that matches employers with job seekers. So when a job seeker shows up to our event, they receive a list that says, here are the employers that are hiring in your career field, and they know who to go to, and the employers know that the audience they're looking for will be there as well.
Okay. Now, the employers, what are they looking for in the veterans? What are they looking for within their applicants?
The biggest thing that civilian employers are looking for in veteran applicants are the soft skills, are the people skills, the accountability, the management experience. A lot of these guys have that. They may have done something in the military that doesn't directly relate to a particular civilian career field, but they've got the thing that's harder to teach, which is the soft skills that you gain through experience.
Okay. Now, also during my research, I landed on the oklahomaworks.gov website, and it was talking about the Oklahoma Military Connection and the 5 entities that are combined in that. Can you tell me a little bit about that connection and the organizations that make up that collaboration?
Yes, we're partnered with the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission, Oklahoma Works, the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education, and just coming together helps us pool our resources, and we're able to plan and hold better events and better serve the veterans by pooling our resources.
Okay. So now if a company wants to partner with that collaboration or what have you, how can they go about doing that?
Well, if they'll contact Colonel Griffiths in Oklahoma City, or if they're in the Tulsa area, they'll contact me at area code 918-279-7416. I'd be glad to answer any of their questions.
Okay. So when a company comes to one of the hiring events, what can they expect, and what can the applicant or serviceman expect at a hiring event?
Well, assuming that both have pre-registered, they can expect to receive a list of the employers that are hiring in their area, and those employers can expect that these people know who they are, know that they have the jobs and what jobs they have, and are going to be coming to them purposefully, and that they won't just be encountering people who kind of meander across throughout the day, that there's a degree of coordination that happened before the event even took place.
Okay. So this is more, I imagine, more like a career fair for a specific group, which is the National Guard or servicemen, correct?
We include family members, veterans, Guard and Reserve. Because we partner with other state entities and employment programs, employment service programs, we have a pretty broad audience. It does have a military focus. A lot of our events, though, will have a period that's designated for the military focus and then opens to the general public.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for the wealth of information you provided me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay. And if you are a serviceman or a veteran or a family member of a serviceman, then be sure to check out this event on their website. And if you are a company interested in being in one of the events or being part of the program, also check out their website. And make it a great day.